I have absolutely fallen in love with this community. The relationships are phenomenal. The snakes are good, the business is good, but really now looking back in retrospect, the people are what really make it special. Today I want to talk about building community relationships and tapping into this community and making the most of it. I'll give you my top 10 favorite tips to really expand your community and to really build relationships within the ball python community. What's going on, everybody? It's Adam at Proper Royals. Thank you for joining me here today. If we've not met before, this channel is all about my family's journey from ball python hobby to ball python business, and we document everything right here. And we try and do it as transparently as possible, so share everything from marketing to business to financials. Of course, the snakes. We talk all about the snakes. Be sure to check out the Linktree link below, and that'll get you everywhere that Proper Royals exists on the internet, all of our socials, marketplaces, etc., etc. So the community, what am I talking about? When I started on YouTube and I got into ball pythons, it was really because I kind of wanted to retract from my day-to-day life. It was the middle of COVID. I'm a restaurateur by career, by trade. I'm a professional musician. And when COVID came, both of those things were just blown to smithereens, right? I thought I wanted a break from people, but what I really found was that it was nice to have a community of people that just want to hang out and talk about snakes, and then we built relationships within those. So the snakes were kind of the catalyst for that. And what I found is a really cool community of amazing people. You know, I use the analogy that I came up in the world of punk rock where it was all about accountability and a level playing field and everybody being welcome no matter what you look like. But it really was just about accountability and decency towards each other. And that's really what I've found here. Look, those ideals aren't limited to punk rock either. It just fits me, you know. I have heard a lot of people say, I don't want to start a YouTube channel to get involved in the community. I'm not a camera person. That's not for me. You don't have to. I'll talk some about doing that. But today I'm going to share my top 10 tips, I guess. They're not really hints, and they're certainly not tricks. Top 10 tips to build your presence in the ball python community and to really treat it as a community. I'm not necessarily talking about selling here. I'm not necessarily talking about getting clicks. I'm talking about making real relationships. And why would I do that? There's all the intrinsic things I was just talking about, kind of that personal fulfillment that maybe we all like a little bit. In life, like we've all heard the cliche, relationships are everything, man. You need a certain gene to get to where you want to get, or a certain combo, or you know who's got one. Those relationships are going to be what sets you apart. I'm not saying you should ever expect a deal or a discount for a relationship, but sometimes they happen. The cool experiences that come from it, the camaraderie, it makes it so much more fulfilling. And for me, it's just, like I say, become one of the most special parts of being on YouTube and having started in this hobby and really chasing it as an industry and as a business now. I'll tell you, a lot of my relationship tips do revolve around social media. Not all of them, so stick with me. If you're not into social media, that's okay. But let me ask you what you have to lose. Do it in secret. Like if it's a image thing that you just don't want to be part of it, do it in secret. Don't tell anybody. See what happens. If I'm totally wrong, shut it down, throw it in the trash, get rid of it. You can. You know, social media gets a very bad rap, and sometimes it's well deserved. But I would not have met the people I've met. I would not be able to have the live show that I have and hang out with some really, really cool ball python enthusiasts the way that I do if it weren't for the internet, if it weren't for social media. So give it a shot. You don't have to advertise that you're on it. You don't have to let it be your identity. Just make it a tool for how you connect with people. Like I say, I'll give you 10 ideas of how to get active in the community, make new connections, and start building those special relationships that I know are out there that you'll find. My first few revolve around YouTube. The most obvious one for me is to start a channel. And again, I know that sounds overwhelming to people. I have a friend that's a good artist, a great artist, and she is very active on Instagram, but she doesn't want to be on camera on YouTube. I told her, you know, it's YouTube's job, and they're very good at it. There's a reason YouTube has existed for as long as it has. YouTube is very good at connecting the audience with you. Your friendly audience is who YouTube wants to find. It's in YouTube's best interest. YouTube connected you and me today. If you're still watching now, you've been engaged for a few minutes already. My average engagement with the audience members is over 7 minutes. YouTube did a great job of connecting us. There's 1,500 subscribers now. I'm incredibly thankful, and I never would have thought it was possible. But that's a heck of a community. There's a lot of relationships that came from it. So try a YouTube channel, see what you think, see how it goes for you. Start a show. Maybe you're overwhelmed at having to come up with creative ideas every week. Well, if you have a show, your audience and your guests, then it's just hanging out live on camera. Again, maybe you're not comfortable with it. I'm just throwing out ideas. We got 8 more tips to go. My number three tip for getting active in the community and making connections and building relationships is, okay, if you're not interested in starting your own show, go to the audience chat rooms in the live shows. A lot of times there's one live show going on, and then there's a whole other conversation of people pinging and making connections and all that kind of thing on their own topics, sometimes separate from the show. I have plenty of times looked while I'm hosting my show. My show, by the way, is live on Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern on this channel right here, Proper Royals. I have been hosting my show, trying to stay focused on the topic at hand, and in the chat, there's a whole other conversation going on. Like, they're having fun with or without me. They don't care. So my number 3 advice tip would be just go to the chat rooms on the live show. Get active in the chat. My number 4 is to be a guest on a live show. Maybe you're not committed and ready to jump in and start your own show, but go be a guest on the show. Let me give you some insider pull the curtain back information here. As a host that has his own show, it is a never-ending challenge. It never stops trying to find guests for the show, and quality guests. I mean, I want to bring good content to my viewers, but I do a weekly show. That's 52 people a year I got to figure out and go ask and recruit to come on the show. That's how you can get your face out there without the huge commitment. Go be a guest on a live show. My number 5 way to get active in the community and start making connections and build relationships is get active in the comments on YouTube. There's a strategy here. Leave comments that will evoke other people wanting to reply. So you could write great show, great content, thanks for doing this. Or you could write an engaging question to the presenter. So if it was my video and you said, Adam, thanks for sharing those tips on breeding. How do you do this? You're gonna get a lot more response. You'll get a response from me. If you say, man, Adam, this is great. Look at all the people that are watching it. What do you guys think of this idea that I have, or this challenge, or this question? And you'll evoke responses from the community, not just the host. You see there? And every time that people see your name, try and make your social media handles the same. So if you have Instagram and YouTube, try and make it the same. Like, I'm Proper Royals everywhere, right? Same kind of thing. People are gonna start to see your name pop up. Leave comments. That works on Instagram as well. That's a great strategy for Instagram also to build your brand. My number 6 recommendation is piggybacks off of what I was just saying. Ask questions. Don't just make comments. Ask questions, both to engage people and increase your presence. But here's the other thing. Just ask questions. Just be a sponge. Learn everything you can. If there's a great breeder that you want to know something from, drop them a line on Instagram. What's the worst that can happen? They ignore you? What, you think they make a list of all the people that they think are dorks so they can make fun of you in the future? No, you have nothing to lose. If they answer you, great. If they don't, great. For the record, I answer every message, every comment, everything I get. I don't just hit the like or the little heart. Like, I respond. I love engaging the audience. I love building the community that way. And there's tons of people out there that with that same mindset that know even more than I do. Once you start asking questions and you allow somebody to become a mentor, or for that moment be a mentor, you're building those relationships. You're connecting with them. That is a far more interesting, I hate to use the word intimate, but meaningful interaction with somebody than just leaving a great show comment, which I do appreciate. You can always tell me I have a great show. Ask questions, engage a conversation, engage the person. What was that? That was number 6. Number 7, I kind of lump into one category because I'm not great on either one. If YouTube isn't your place, go check out Instagram or TikTok. Do it there, and everything I was just talking about, apply those things there. Leave the comments, ask the questions, go on live. There's lives on Instagram and TikTok. Start your own lives on them. I haven't figured out how to do a live show on Instagram, but I never tried. I know people do it. Give it a shot. Build your community and your relationships that way. Here's some ways that don't revolve around social media. Number 7. This is number 8, excuse me. Number 8, this takes a little bit of gumption and you're gonna get a whole lot of no's before you get a yes. Ask a breeder if you could go work for them for free. That's the ticket. You bring value to that breeder with your skills and your resources. Now, I'll be honest, if just a random stranger popped up and said, Adam, can I come work for you for a day? You know, my facility's in my home. I got 50 snakes. I don't know the person. I don't know if they're bringing a disease in here, but I might start another conversation. I might start to get to know you, and in a week or a month or whenever, I might go, you know what, you still want to come over and work? And why I say work is you can learn so much doing things. It doesn't sound fun to have to volunteer to spot clean for somebody or whatever. But when you're in their world, you're going to learn things. You're going to see their routine. You're going to pick up things that they're doing. I had a great pleasure and luck that Dale Richards from Constricted Reptiles was cool enough to let me vend the Tampa Repticon with him. I didn't sell any of my own animals. I didn't get paid. I left with less money than I came with because I bought animals from him. But I spent 2 days vending, and I learned so much more about vending than I ever could have just asking him questions. Just go do it. And now, Dale and I have a great relationship. I met some very cool people like Steve Casino from Steve's Morphs, Jeremy Baud, these breeders, big-time breeders that know their stuff. We shared a table with George MD. Just those guys in the room together made the trip worthwhile. I got to meet Miguel, great guy who's become a guest on my show, and he's become a real resource in the community. Ask people, ask breeders if you can go work for them. Like I say, you got to do it for free. You're inexperienced. You're not going to get paid to learn, okay? Check out if there's any local meetups. I'll tell you, I don't have many around here, and maybe I should host one and fix it myself, but I know a lot of areas will have breeder get-togethers. And down in Tampa, Steve Casino hosted, got some thunder going on. Steve Casino hosted a backyard breeders barbecue recently. Jeremy Warfel's up in Pennsylvania. He did the same. And I believe that there's some get-togethers down in Daytona. I know that at the Daytona show, a bunch of us are going to get together, probably have some beverages and just hang out. So find that local meetup. Your local Facebook. Facebook gets a bad rap, and rightly so. But a lot of the local groups on Facebook can be very useful. If you find a local group with a good moderator that has a good culture and it weeds out the jerks and the trolls, check those pages for a local meetup as well. Those are really great pages to increase your connections and community relationship. My number 10 way to make connections, build relationships, and grow your presence, grow your, not even your standing. This is not about an ego, but to grow your resources in this ball python community is to go to shows. Shows are fantastic. All the animals are there, the breeders are there. Everybody at the show is as eager as you are. And I guarantee you there's somebody spending less money than you at the show. And I guarantee you there's people spending a fortune at the show. And none of them care how much you're spending, how big you are, how amazing you are. I love the shows. They're like, what's the Forrest Gump, like a box of chocolates? Man, it's like a bag of Skittles, man. There's just people from all backgrounds, walks of life, socioeconomic, straight, gay, black, white, all the colors, man. I love it. It's so cool. And it's so cool to see. And it's because we're all into, in my case, ball pythons, but the reptile shows and that community and that culture. Go there, let your guard down, say hey to other people, ask what they picked up. Man, if you see somebody just bought something, they are amped that they just bought it. They're going to want to show it off to you. You know what I mean? Tag each other, bring some of your own stickers, trade them, all that stuff. Go to the shows, go get active, go meet people. Those are my 10 tips. I guarantee you'll reap the benefits. Your experiences will become richer. You'll have a whole new portal of friends and acquaintances and resources to get you through this crazy ball python hobby that has so much to learn, but there's so many people willing to share. Let me know what you think. I hope I can hear from you. I'd love to build my community with you. I'd love to help you build your community. So reach out to me if you like. Otherwise, keep it right here on the Proper Royals channel. I'll tell you about everything that we have going on. I cannot wait until I get to see you in the next video. Until then, see ya.